My boy Dan is here. We're drinking a Spro. I'm wearing a TFC jersey.
Oh man, it's nice, Jonathan Osorio. It makes you feel like you're real, you're a real true TFC guy.
First of all, this is a good day. Was well timed.
Oh,
We're in
yeah?
the TFC jersey because our producer Mike Jose, he's a trivia guy. What do? You run a trivia? You run movie trivia though, right? It's like
No, general.
And you're the dungeon master of the trivia?
Okay, well, I'm not going to say dungeon master.
Yeah, because that's who you are.
It is in a basement, so I do kind of.
It's not even at a bar?
No, it's a bar, but the bar's in a basement.
Oh, okay. God, I was like, that's so creepy. You're like at your mom's house?
Yeah, basement bar trivia. I don't know about this.
Two of your buddies? It's trivia night. Yeah, okay. So you run trivia at a bar.
Yeah.
I got invited to an event at the Brazen Head, which for those of you TFC fans,
Oh yeah,
is the heart of TFC fandom. Got invited to this event. It was free drinks, and I went with our buddy Sam McKee, and he went too. And thanks to Neil Jolly for inviting us. And I'm like, yeah, I want to go. I'll go check it out, and seems fun. But he's like, it's trivia, soccer trivia, and I go, I'm not going to participate in this. I can't contribute. I'm not a soccer guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a soccer guy. I'm just going to hang out by the bar once I arrive. We show up fashionably late, right? I think the event started at 6. We showed up at like 6:45.
wow, classy guys.
We get in the elevator, and the people that are waiting downstairs for us go, all right, they're waiting for you. And we're like, wait, what? We open up the doors, and it's full trivia time. There's just tables, okay? It's only tables with the numbers at them like a wedding. Like you can see the deal. And there's the food. They're like, grab a drink. The trivia is about to begin. You're on this team. And I am devastated. I'm Hunter S. Thompson in Fear Las Vegas. I was right in the heart of the reptiles here. There's soccer fans and they go, we're going to be playing for all these prizes and please sit down. So I'm introducing myself to the people at the table. I got McKee there.
There is an immense amount of pressure when you're a sports talk radio host
That's
to
the thing.
be good at trivia.
Yeah. That's the thing. There's people coming over. They're like, oh, the sports guys are here. And I'm just sweating buckets. Like, oh my God, no. Oh my God. And I am genuinely thinking I will get 0 of these right. And there's a trivia, a Mike Jose, a dungeon master, who's sitting to the right of us. And the guy who invited me, Neil, goes, this guy made all the questions and he made them hard. And
great.
It's for Leagues Cup. It was for Leagues Cup event. It was like a promo thing for them. So I'm like, great.
This is lovely. Tough trivia.
3 rounds, 30 questions.
Tough soccer trivia. This is not good for JD.
Except,
Oh.
You
guess
got them
who's
all right.
wearing a signed Jonathan Osorio jersey right now?
Hey.
Guess who? No word of a lie. This is not even a slight exaggeration. I was our team's MVP.
Let's go.
I rode the boat for the team, okay? And I will say, granted, some of the questions were like, hey, TFC's slogan or motto is derived from what book? So we were doing, there were some questions like that. But we were rowing. And the best part was, first place was tickets to TFC.
Yeah.
Where, no offense, but I feel like I can get those.
Yeah.
And second prize out of this group, there was probably 9 tables.
Yeah.
And second prize was signed jerseys by the team. And I grabbed this Osorio jersey.
Amazing.
I was feeling good. So I'd like to say that I dominated Mike's thing, trivia, and your thing, TFC soccer. I am the new. If there's ever any doubt that I am a soccer guy, let it be known that I am the owner of a jersey that is signed by a Canadian national team member, a TFC member, and that I was the captain of our team winning soccer trivia. That's right.
No, I got questions though. Did you get a drone-esque peek at the trivia questions early so you could get in a little Google search?
I swear to God, I swear on a stack of Bibles, my mother's eyes. I didn't once peek at anything. I had no idea about genuinely any of the questions whatsoever.
I believe you more than John Herdman or Beth Priestman.
There was just, it was kind of perfectly tailored for a guy like me who works in sports, who knows enough around the periphery to get it. They're like, what international players sold the most TFC jerseys, like Jermaine Defoe, right?
Yeah.
The bloody big deal. It comes up, so you remember stuff like that. But and then some kind of basic deduction stuff where you go, who sells the most jerseys right now for the team? And I'm like, I think Bernadeschi is more popular.
Yeah.
So just kind of right in that sweet spot, right?
These aren't the hardest questions.
No,
though.
they
Come
weren't.
on. Like, who told you they were difficult questions?
The only questions that were tough was when they were like, and you'll love this one. The guy has one where they go, how many goals did TFC need in regulation time to qualify for the next round of the League Cup? And we were guessing, and we were like at the table, and we're like, it's going to be 0 goals. I was like, always soccer, 0. And it was 0. It was so perfect. That's what I'm saying, the deduction. So yeah, soccer guy,
Wow.
wearing the jersey.
I love the forced Leagues Cup jersey or questions given that.
Yeah. Oh, it was
like even MLS people don't like Leagues Cup.
So McKee got one of our answers, which was they said, who's the leading scorer in, this is a trivia question for you now. Who is the number 1 leading scorer in League Cup history?
In League Cup history?
Yeah, McKee got this.
Oh, man. How would I know this? This is like 2 years of existence.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's actually why you should get it.
No.
It's messy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, see? Us, the trivia guys.
Is McKee a soccer guy at all? Like, how is he doing out there?
McKee is like all in on Red Patch Boys in Canada soccer.
Yeah, except for that was the thing that I was choked about was that I was rolling the boat. He got some, like he got the messy one. So he was. We were definitely
couple apples for McKee
we
there,
were
but you were
100% our top 2 contributors at the table, which was clutch because any other situation would have genuinely been embarrassing.
Yeah,
like it doesn't matter. You can't explain to people going, and especially when you're in a TFC bar and you're surrounded by like people all in TFC stuff going like, I only watch TFC. That's not a great way to put yourself forward in this place. Me teasing Danny about TFC is kind of fun. Me teasing people who work for TFC about TFC. Not as good.
Not great.
Yeah, they're not like, oh, do you think our product sucks? Tell us more, funny guy. Chuckles, drink up on our free dime.
Here's the thing, too. There might be some stories from your other teammates about you today. Like, oh, yeah, this sports media guy, JD Bunkis, he came in and he was firing on all cylinders. He got us signed jerseys.
I will say this.
Pretty good.
Everybody on our team had a moment, which was clutch. Everybody on our team had a moment. So credit to the entire team.
Contributors throughout the lineup. It's always key in a winning scenario.
I did. Although, you know what? McKee, greasy move. So I got the Osorio.
Yeah.
We actually, one of the categories was what the colors are. And it's not cobalt. It's onyx.
Right.
I'm wearing the onyx jersey. Greasy McKee jumps in first, despite not being MVP, doesn't cede to the MVP, grabs the white jersey, which is clearly nicer of the 2 kits. Like, this is fine. But
that's a sharp kit.
You think so?
Lie. Yeah, it's a sharp kit.
You're a fan of this one?
It's the nice silver star above the above the crest.
Yeah, that's nice. But yeah, so I was like, you should give me my choice first. He didn't do it. He didn't do it.
I will say my biggest problem in trivia, and I did this like in school as well. Like whenever there was a multiple choice test, I'm the guy that's like, this is the most obvious answer. It can't be the most obvious answer.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know? I'm absolutely that guy.
So one of the questions we got wrong was Jonathan Osorio's name apparently actually translates to Hunter of Wolves.
Yeah.
But they said, is it true or false? And I went, well, Oso is bear. I'm like, isn't Oso like that's bear? And I usually think of wolf as like loop, you know, like.
Yeah.
And so I went, no, it can't be. But my brain just sat there going, what a random, like, how could this not be true? But I still put down false because I'm like, I'm big brain in this. I know about Oso. I've heard that before. And so we got it wrong. And I'm like, damn, you got to go with that. Whenever the question is too hyper specific, you're like, yeah, that's true. That's no one's smart enough to come up with that. No one's smart enough to think Jonathan Osorio's name means wolf hunter. So yeah, that was it. Yo, I got one TFC question for you before we do Canada soccer stuff. So Herdman's the coach.
Yes.
I can't imagine. How long does this go on?
Look, for as much as there's been a big uproar about this,
it's
like I don't think John Herdman loses his job over this.
Really? I just think he's hated now in the country. Like every single time you're going to trot him out there.
Yeah.
What was Bill Manning, right? The guy that got fired?
Yeah.
Last time I went to a TFC game, a match. Sorry, I'm a soccer guy now. Last time I went to a match.
Yes. TFC match.
People were calling for Manning's job in the stands.
Yeah.
I don't know how the Red Patch Boys, how the the actual diehard fan base is feeling about it, even though, again, now I am the representative of TFC at this station at Sportsnet, some would say. But I hate his guts. I don't want to see him be the coach. Like, every time I see you, I'm going to be thinking about how you ran a cheating campaign that diminished the way that we're going to look at that gold medal from the last Olympics. That's going to diminish some of the accomplishments of this Canadian national team. Like, it's a tough one to be there as just like a standing representative of a scandal.
Yeah, it's a difference between like how people view this in Europe and how we are treating it here, where it's like, oh my God, how could you possibly do this?
Yeah,
this
your
is
league
awful.
in Italy, they're like, what, you weren't cheating? Well, you're fired. How could you not cheat?
So Marcelo Bielsa, who was the coach for Uruguay, who faced Canada in the Copa America third place match, he got caught while in the Premier League, sending random interns, I think it was, to like opposing teams' training sessions, strapping a camcorder on their chest and be like, "Hey, like we'll get some grainy footage and figure this out."
Body cam cheater, love it.
And there's a lot of that in soccer. So, and guys have recovered from it. That's why I think like there's a chance Herdman does recover from this. Now, the way that he sold it after he first spoke, probably not great. So there may be consequences. I don't know if it's just, hey, this is such a big story and people have such strong feelings about it here in Canada that we can't go on with this relationship. But people have recovered from getting caught spying in soccer before.
Yeah, again, that makes sense to me.
Bill Belichick recovered from it. He's still considered the greatest coach of all time. It's like, how much did Spygate really diminish his reputation as the greatest coach in NFL history?
Yeah, I would say a bit, because you bring it up all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it is the thing that you mentioned with Bill Belichick. The difference is that he was racking up Super Bowl wins in the NFL, and then he continued to win and win and win, and it became pretty undeniable. John Herdman is now coaching a TFC team that lost to Forge FC, where the budget was something like Forge FC's entire team cost less than $2 million.
Yeah.
And TFC, I think, is somewhere in the $14 million range.
Yeah.
So pretty embarrassing. Pretty embarrassing stuff. I actually
Herdman also had teams punching above their weight forever, really.
All right. Hey, I'm not questioning his entirety of his legacy. I'm just saying right now on TFC, they're bringing in a new president. They just hired him.
Yeah.
The team is in the complete doldrums to the point where, man, this actually feels right now, their level of irrelevancy in the city is pretty damn near close to what it used to be when you were living in Toronto before the championship seasons. Yeah. When it was like, hey, are you aware that TFC is the most losing franchise in North American sports history in terms of just can't cobble wins together? Yeah. You go to their games and their fans, the true fans, are still going to be there and they represent the team well. But I think that there's a pretty deep frustration even amongst them. That poor photo of Molinaro by himself at that exit media conference last year, that's kind of representative of what this team is right now in the city, where it's like one guy goes and asks questions at the exit interview. Yeah. One guy in the entire city of Toronto, millions of people in a soccer-starved city. Like, you guys saw the bars during Copa, right? And Euro. People here they like soccer. Yep. They like football, okay? For those of you that get triggered when I call it
everybody's
soccer.
Like that. It's like I've always said in Canada and in even the U.S., it's like if you could get all the soccer fans to support their own product rather than every other product, I mean, it would be up there with the most popular leagues in North America. But
you can't
that's not
get people
the case.
To buy in when you lose to Forge FC.
Exactly. And the biggest problem for MLS is like, why would you be anything more than a bandwagon fan? Their regular season means absolutely nothing. More than half the league makes the playoffs. Yeah. You play 34 games. Yeah. People only care when Lionel Messi's in town or one of the big stars that come through. And otherwise, it's like, oh, we made the playoffs, I'm in. Yeah. And that's how people get on board. When those years you mentioned, it was Jermaine Defoe got people excited. It blew up in their face. They restructured, went for Sebastian Giovinco, and that
was awesome.
Again, got people excited. And he was the best player almost the league had ever seen when he showed up to TFC at the time.
Still my favorite photo of me ever. Me and Giovinco. Me and a professional athlete standing side by side.
Yeah. It's like That's why you like me and Javinko, because it's two guys you're actually taller than.
So great. I was wearing boots the day I met Javinko too. It's so sick, that picture. I don't know why that's not my dating profile pic. That should be like number one at the very top.
Yeah.
Like, how tall is this guy?
But like, why would you care about MLS outside of like jumping on the bandwagon for a playoff run?
Yeah, no. But here's the thing: is, you know me, I'm like, I got a lot of civic pride when it comes to sports. I've jumped on the Argos bandwagon, but you know why? Because the product last year was awesome. Watching Chad Kelly sling the rock, and you go down to the game, and the affordability too of it, I think, is something that really did it for me with the Argos, where I went, wait, I can get a $20 ticket and sit in a good seat and watch high caliber football. That was fun. They were such a juggernaut last year too. It was the same thing with the Jovinko year, where the team was so dominant and so good that it was an entertaining buy, an entertaining product to go. But yeah, I think it's going to take. I think it's going to take a little bit more, like, another championship run for this brand to recover, because I feel like they had a moment where it was really, okay, they're sort of the gold standard of MLS. What was the guy's name that came in here and built that team? Bezbatchenko.
He's like the greatest GM he's the MLS version of Alex Anthopoulos. Except he actually,
so we let all the good guys go. Watch Kyle Dubas go be good now.
Yeah.
No.
Dubas has already made a mess of that Pittsburgh thing. So
I saw a little video of him and Spezza taking notes together at that junior tournament. I was like, oh yeah, what are you guys doodling? Oh, this guy's pretty good. All right, sure. Okay, moving on. So Canada Soccer, the women's team, obviously they get docked the points. They still move on.
Yeah,
they still move on. They have, what was it? 2 minutes left in added time.
Yeah,
where they score that goal. That's going to go down. That's going to go down, I think, as sort of a all-time missed moment to me, because I think a lot of people checked out on the women's team in the scandal. Once they got docked to 6 points, it was like, well, what's the point of even following this team now that they're out of it? And now,
I've never been more invested.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to... It's close. I cannot believe how close it is between the women's soccer team and the Canadian men's basketball team in terms of my level of investment. And to put that into context, I've been waiting my entire life as a sports fan for this Canadian basketball team. Like, all 37 years of my existence have been, I hope that this happens. I hope that I get to see the Canadian basketball team play. And here we are, here we finally are. And this women's team now has grabbed me in a way where I'm like, whoo, if they were head to head, I don't know who gets the big screen. Yeah. This has got to be the most, I hope people are jumping on the bandwagon. I think people kind of are. What's your guys' read on this in terms of like the level of Canadian sports fan interest in the women's team now that we have actually advanced? Because them actually winning a gold now, should they be able to do this? That to me is where you go, you remove all doubt of anything cheating being related. It becomes the Tom Brady Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, where it's like the ultimate middle finger to everyone, the league, the officials, the doubters. Like, that stake of being able to put down the back-to-back gold that way under these circumstances, I don't know. That this feels as rich a stakes to me as it can possibly get.
It's like I said, I've never been more invested. Yeah, and I think going into this tournament, before the scandal, even people were like lukewarm on the Canadian team. It was like, no more Christine Sinclair. We're not a favorite to win or anything. It's just like, okay, happy to be here. Let's see how we defend our gold medal. Then the scandal breaks. People are kind of out, but it heightens the story to bring in more casual fans, like the old mom test. Like, my mom's asking me about what's this scandal that's going on with the Canada soccer team, and it's created, I think, a bigger influence, a bigger microscope on what they're doing. And then you watch the way that they play, and they could have easily given up. They weren't favored to win the group. They win all 3 matches in the group, beating the hosts, beating like all of these things, and you see a team that's just everything that we love about being Canadian, right? Just super gritty, tough, hardworking, tough, not taking no for an answer. It's just like everything you love about being Canadian is embodied in this team, and that's why I'm so in love with it right now.
I love this team. Like, you guys both, because I haven't been a big Olympics guy. I'm not. Like, I've been on the record about this. I'm just not a Summer Olympics guy. I don't care about gymnastics. I don't care about swimming. I don't care about the shooting memes. Like none of it does anything for me.
The meme is pretty funny though.
Yeah, the meme is amazing. And I will say this:
the hand in his pocket. It's just like such an elite play.
And I gotta tell you, I do want to shoot those guns. I'm very interested. If they were like, go shoot those guns, I would be there in a heartbeat. But overall, I'm really moved by two things, which is the men's basketball and the women's soccer. Yeah. Everything outside of that. And call me when it's the 100-meter dash, and I'm going to watch that, the running events. Yeah. But outside of that, like, I can't pretend.
Dialing into discus
and I'm like Summer McIntosh, for example. I'm incredibly proud of her accomplishments. Blown away by her breaking records. Like I acknowledge it. I'm not ever going to diminish these accomplishments. They're outrageously cool. It's just for me personally, it's not something that in the middle of my day I want to dial into. I do watch a bit of the volleyball because I grew up playing volleyball, so I can understand the sport a little bit more. Where I enjoy watching it, I can appreciate the plays, but I also am not. That's only something that when I do turn on the TV and the volleyball's on,
you're not searching it out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not like, what time is the volleyball, right? The Jays play at 1 o'clock, right? If they have a 1 o'clock game, and I got to watch their bullpen full of me. I'll watch that over any Olympics outside the sun.
That's not a real person.
Yeah,
no, he's in the Blue Jays bullpen.
Like, exactly. Ryan Burr. I'm like, I'll watch this, baby. Oh, come on, Burr. Anyway, you guys in?
In? And this is like purely anecdotal, but like on the TV side of things here at Sportsnet, like the women's soccer team is what most of the people down there are talking about on a night to night. Like coming in, people are getting up to date on what the latest is, and people like the buy-in in terms of the support down there is
huge,
absolutely huge.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just love that. Like everybody in sports always talks about the whole like us against the world mentality.
Yeah.
That locker room has got to be like unreal. It is the most us against the world mentality that I've ever seen. It's so cool and like just fun to cheer for.
Yeah.
The Olympics does bring you to a place like where you'll pick up on something that I didn't normally do. Like the women's rugby team that won silver. And it was like, I'm tuning in for the gold medal game. Like, oh my God, we got a lead at half over New Zealand. This is big. And then it like immediately gets crushed.
Yeah. Gone. And it's gone.
And it's gone. But like, there's those moments where you just like flipping through channels. And it's like, okay, I'll watch the Olympics and hey, there's a medal won. Yeah. Those are kind of cool. But yeah. I'm partial to the sports that I like and I watch on the regular, so I'm going to tune in for a little bit of tennis. I'm going to tune in for golf, especially if the Canadians are doing well there. That's just kind of how I am. And, the soccer, I mean, most of my Summer Olympic memories are the women's team over the last decade plus.
No question. Right. Yeah, no, absolutely no question. So the quarterfinal tomorrow against Germany at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Really?
Battle of the last two gold medalists.
That's huge. I was just going to say, what's the betting line? Somebody find that for me. Jose, grab that one. Hey, trivia this. Give me a betting line.